Indeed, we are here. Welcome to the Amityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I'm Clint.
I am Don.
And we are joined here with a very special guest. We are joined with one Misty Wagner, which I just found out a minute ago that this is going to be her first real interview. So I'm excited for that. Are you excited for that?
I'm very excited, and thank y'all for having me.
Of course.
You're very welcome. So I wanted to start off by saying that I was watching a live stream just last night, and we got a shout out on the show, and that was, of course, Peter Anthony Productions. So I'll give him a shout out right now. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, and he was talking to two people that are actually connected to you right now, Mr. Mark Valenti and one Rhiannon Nicole. So
Yes.
they are involved in a project that you are going to be super involved with, or currently are, and that's an anthology film called Six.
That's correct. So it started with Extreme Dating, and I was invited to the set as a production assistant. So I got to be on this project from the beginning, and then the next one was Uncivil War, and in that one, I play Sally Jefferson, which is a very super annoying, passive-aggressive voter registrar that, yeah, I'm just annoying.
I love it already.
Right, I was going to say.
No, yeah,
I mean, that was a fun one because, you know, that one, the writers and the director tried to represent the both political parties, and so it takes place on election night, and there's a dinner party, and they go to each try to sway each other, and then here I come knocking on the door, and I may or may not have my own agenda for getting in the house.
Is that right? Yeah, I think I heard Mark talking last night about being a conservative, like a hard right conservative in this. So it sounds like a lot of fun. Where
he was a hard right conservative in that one, and Extreme Dating, he was, I guess if you think of Robert De Niro in The King of Comedy, like that just whole like meltdown. Yeah, he did a good job on that one. Crazy guy. And so then I will be a part of Frida, which I am super excited about, you know, because I get to be in a movie with Debbie Rochon.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is
crazy. I know, I
crazy.
couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
Debbie's super cool. Is she acting and directing in this?
She's acting in this one, and then the next segment is the Lilith Park Killer, and she's going to be directing that one.
That's really cool.
That is.
I only saw one movie that she directed, and I thought it was wonderful. And that was Model Hunger. I don't know if you ever saw it.
I haven't seen that one.
It's pretty cool. If you get a chance, go check it out. Let's see. A name you're familiar with was the star of that. That's Lynn Lowry.
Lynn Lowry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very awesome. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So the idea is there's 6 segments to this anthology. So I guess that's why you're calling it 6.
Mm-hmm.
And are any of these stories like loosely connected? Will we have like a wraparound story to kind of draw a connection between them all, or what's the idea?
Each of the story, well, it's going to have like 4 of the core characters. So, you know, Mark and Rhiannon was in the first one, and BJ Mezek. And so not sure if there's going to be a wraparound story. I think they're just contemplating that. So
yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah, I got the impression that not everything was completely ironed out yet. That they were still casting for some of these segments. And I know that there's still perks live and available on the Indiegogo where like you can even like pay to act in the film. So I mean, they must have a few slots that are open for people to grab those perks.
Frida's fully funded, and so the campaign is for the other ones. But you know, man, if you can grab a perk and get on this campaign, that would, I mean, it's an awesome start, right, for somebody that's not a, well, I mean, even like me, I'm not a traditional actress.
Mhm.
I happened to go on the set for the production assistant, so
Right. Well, yeah, is it I mean, is that where your start was? You showed up on the set for something and just got deeper and deeper into it?
well, I didn't. Well, it's kind of a long story.
We got
Hey,
Actually,
that's
time.
why we're here.
um, so I actually started making. I'll say it started out as Halloween crafts a few years ago, and then now I kind of like to call them more like props. So it expanded my network of getting like a lot of friends in the haunted house industry, which inherently led to people who loved horror and led to connecting with actors and directors. So for me, it was just really about networking. I'm, very interactive with people. I, like for them to come to my page to just be happy, and I like to give them a break from the negativity. Um, so I would say I went to Mad Monster last year, and then really connected with a lot of people in the horror community. And then Scott and I became Facebook friends, and we were kind of talking, and I was, just thought it would be really cool to see a set. I'd never been on a set before. And so I was invited to come help as a production assistant. And then I was invited to act in Uncivil War and Frida.
Wow.
That's
And
awesome.
I've done some producing, behind the scenes too. But
Yeah.
I think that mostly, stems from networking and, going to conventions, going to Mad Monster, and, just talking to people. But
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this opportunity for sure. Just
Yeah.
No,
No,
definitely.
it sounds amazing. So you're gonna be in 2 of these segments. Um,
well, yeah, I'll be in all of them.
oh, okay.
So the next 4 I get to be in.
I
So
love the I
That's
love
cool.
the haunt aspects. We have, geez, Clint, how many people we know?
Oh,
That's how they get into it. Is
yeah,
haunts.
most special effects artists that we know like do haunts like as a regular thing, and then they kind of expand out into special effects, whether it's just with makeup or if they're making props, what I mean? So sounds like a pretty natural progression. You caught the bug, you're in.
Yep, you're done. You're done.
Well, I've always loved Halloween
Yeah.
and horror, so it's a very exciting opportunity, and sometimes I just want to pinch myself and say, is this really for real? So I could have told you a year ago that I would be in a movie like this for sure.
Same
I
thing
think
with
that's
us. I
amazing.
think it's amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do too. I
Yeah.
think you can bring something different to the table. Everybody brings something
Yeah.
different to the table. So, you said you're not your normal everyday actress, and that's okay in the indie scene because nobody is. You have your
Yeah.
veterans there that are.
Everyone's got day
I think
jobs.
I think they're there
Hmm.
for a lot of knowledge, and the experience they bring, they pass it on to people like you that don't do it all the time, and sometimes it takes off, and next thing you know, you're the one that's leading the marquee, and not them. So there's always an opportunity.
Well, I'm super thankful for having the opportunity.
Yeah. So I was spying your Instagram page,
Oh,
and I saw a great deal of your horror inspired art, as I'll call it, which you're now calling props. And now you've almost admitted to going into the special effects world. Um, I, I got the impression that some of these things were for sale. Where do you put them? Do you have like a store or a website or something?
Yeah, I don't use so most of my stuff is actually on Facebook on my page. I need to redo the Instagram. I don't have a lot on there. But one thing I am excited to show y'all, because I just, it's just weird how these things just happen. When I first started doing Halloween crafts, I went to the Texas Haunters Convention. I took a class with Michael Burnett, and he's a special effects artist, worked on a lot of sets. And this is why I have this girl here. So this was cast from one of the original molds from House of 1,000 Corpses.
Oh.
And I took the class with Tom and we painted it and we put hair on it. So it's kind of crazy how it comes, you know, full circle. And now I'm going to be in a movie with Bill Moseley. Like,
Yeah. How crazy is that?
Take that and have him
Crazy.
sign it.
Yeah, no doubt. Right on the
I know,
forehead.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did spy the Evil Dead 2 inspired skull, and that was terrifying looking.
Yes, I made 32. I have one of those in case y'all asked about that. Now this one is I don't have very many good props for myself because, you know, the ones that I make, I sell them, and if they're not very good, then I just keep them. But this is one of the first ones I made. It probably looks better on camera than, but yeah.
That looks
I
amazing.
love that.
Yeah,
It's just
looks
like
awesome.
you.
It's just like the poster.
So I had a friend that said, hey, you know, those skulls that you're staining, can you make it into an Evil Dead 2, you know, inspired? And I said, no. And he's like, I think you can. I'm like, no, I can. I'll just try it. So I tried it and he liked it. We actually did a raffle for one of those at Spooky Empire.
Mhm.
And then I made 6 of them, not thinking that anybody would really want them, and they sold out in a matter of minutes.
Yep. Same.
So it was like all I made, pretty much all I made last year was the Evil Dead 2 inspired skulls and Hocus Pocus books. So I made 32 of those, and it's time to be creative and do something different now.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll
Well,
come back to them eventually, but right now I'm doing skulls that have a forked tongue. So,
oh yes, I did see that.
and I have the Hocus Pocus book too.
See, she was ready.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
was ready.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all. Damn, that's.
Okay. Well, I'll show you. So I've got. I can't see myself. The fingers and the
Mhm.
back.
Wow.
But the best part is. Uh-oh. It's a stash box.
Ah,
Man, see, that's
be a great thing to put cigars in,
Right.
only you.
or Adam Sandler put his weed in there.
Maybe you could. $50. So.
Uh-huh.
No, they're very well done. So no, don't sell yourself short with your props or your crafts. They're pretty badass looking for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, thank you very much. It's you know, none of my family likes Halloween or horror. My dad is super proud of me, so he's come around. But he asked me, you know, well, why are you making these props? And it's an expensive hobby too. And
Mhm.
he's like, you should sell some of them. And so I explained to him that, you know, for me, it's therapy. It's a way for me to, you know, tune out the world and, you know, just make stuff. And so my dad, he said, yeah, and it's probably cheaper than therapy.
Yeah, I'll attest to that.
Sounds like something a dad would say.
Well, and you know, he's coming around. He's in a nursing home, and last year somebody took his phone, and I went to visit him, and you know, he always gives me a list of things that he needs, and he said, and I want 2 of them skulls. What? And he said, I want 2 of them skulls, and I said, are you saying skull, like skull? And he's like, yeah, I want you to bring me 2 of them so I can put them in my room and so nobody will be stealing my goddamn stuff anymore.
That's good.
That's
good.
amazing.
I hope
yeah.
it works.
Now, I think it's funny that you say, so your family's not into Halloween, not into horror. So I guess when you were younger, how did all that happen? Did you catch a movie on TV? Did you what started it all?
I think I was about 5 or 6 and I saw The Shining.
Oh,
Didn't
Jesus.
know how, yeah, I didn't know how to read, so I didn't know what Danny was, meant when he was saying red rum. I just knew that he was very fucking creepy when he said it, and I mean, everybody was creepy in that movie.
Yeah.
So I blame that for shaping my little dark heart. I saw it again, I think when I was 8 or 9. I don't know, I could read, and so it just like freaked me out all over again. Um, and it still does. And the thing is that it's not really that scary,
No,
but it's
it's not.
still, no. But for some reason, that and The Exorcist, I don't care how many times I've seen it, it flips me out. And The Exorcist, I saw that when I was probably like 8 or 9. I spent the night with my friend.
My God.
Nope. Nope.
I
Nope. Nope.
know.
Lord. Wow. Powerhouse is right there.
I spent the night with my friend, and I had to get up and go to the bathroom in like the middle of the movie. And so when I come out, her sister had turned off the hall light.
Fuck
And
that. Nope.
yeah, I'm scared. So I'm already, kind of like, what the hell? And so I'm walking down the hallway, like trying to feel my way out. And she jumps out at me and she's like, "Do you know what she did? Your cunting daughter." And I was just like, ah!
Man,
I ran
see,
in place for like a couple of seconds. I'm just like, ah! I ran in place and then I just like mowed her over because I was like, bitch, no, it's not happening.
that's why I rarely ever watched horror movies with my friends, because I knew that type of shit was going to happen. I'm like, all right, I will watch it, but I'm not spending the night. I can tell you that right now. That's not happening. The first one of us that does fall asleep watching a movie, something bad is going to happen to you. I will say that. But, that's why I didn't do it, because I'm like, y'all going to do something stupid. Somehow we'll go and wind up in the basement. Hey, let's go in the basement and check this out. Somebody will run up the steps, close the door. Just some dumb shit that, your friends would do. And that's exactly what apparently your friends did to you. So awesome.
They did, and I try to pass on the love to my daughters, and that's probably why that's probably why they hate it. They're 29 and 23, but I remember my oldest daughter, she went to see the new Nightmare on Elm Street when it was remade, and she came home and she couldn't sleep, and she told me the next day, she was like, "It wasn't the movie that scared me. I was afraid you were going to come in my room and scare me."
The paranormal is not the scariest thing. Real people are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's probably
cool.
my fault why I ruined them, but
you tried.
That's
I
all right.
tried.
Yeah.
I tried so hard.
Yeah, you got to give them a healthy interest in this moving forward. It's done so much for you.
I know.
You have to pass that on. I plan to do a similar thing. I'd have to say the movie that screwed me up the most was probably Pet Sematary. My
Yeah.
parents didn't shield me from much, and when I asked to rent it, my dad was like, "Okay." So like for like at least a week, I probably shut the light off my room and ran and jumped on my bed because I was worried Gage was going to be under there ready to hack my legs apart. So.
Oh yeah, he was a freaky little coming there with his little knife
and
scalpel.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus. Sometimes that is better. It's like, fuck yeah, it is. That's exactly why, because you get your Achilles tendon cut by a little bastard that's under the.
Yeah. And Don doesn't like dolls.
Oh, fuck dolls. Nope. Can't do it. Somebody posted that on I don't know if it was on our page or somewhere else, but yeah, my dad showed me dolls. And when you see like dolls biting you or running after you, I mean, that's some scary shit. Like, Chucky's one thing, but seeing like doll babies, and Clint knows the story by heart. But when you see doll babies in the movie, and then you see those same doll babies outside your sister's door, so you don't go in there, trust me, that's fucking traumatizing. And I don't care what anybody says. People can laugh at it. I don't care. Shit's terrifying, especially how the rooms were set up. You had to go down the hallway, and my sister's room was all the way at the end, and mine was to the left. So I actually had to walk down the hallway and then go to the left. So I had to look at a room for at least 2 months, 3 months. Those fuckers were there. And I'm like, well, I would just come home from school and literally run into the room, close the door. And I'm like, I guess I'm not seeing my sister tonight.
Mhm.
I understand how you feel because I had a freaky porcelain doll when I was a kid, and she kind of had like those follow me eyes. It didn't matter where I went in my room, she was watching me, and I was scared to like throw her away because, you know, back when I was a kid and being traumatized by all the movies of the dolls that kill you and stuff, like I just felt like she wanted to kill me, and I knew she would
Yeah.
come back. So I
Yeah.
ended up getting brave enough one day to like grab her, and I did put her in my closet, and I put a blanket over her so she
That
didn't get me.
sounds
I'm
like a
still
horror
alive.
movie.
Doesn't it?
I know.
Doesn't
That's
it?
what people do in horror movies. They put the thing in the closet or in a box
On
with
a
a blanket
chair.
over it.
Yep.
Next thing they know, they wake up and it's sitting in the chair in the corner of the
And
room.
it's there.
You know,
I
Poltergeist.
know.
I
I
hope that.
scare easy, so it's kind of funny how I love Halloween and horror because,
Oh God.
yeah, I do. And a chainsaw, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, if I'm 4'11", so I have short little legs. But let me tell you, I can outrun anybody if I hear a chainsaw. I don't even look. I'm just gonna run.
That's the golden rule. As long as I'm faster than the person behind me,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be all right.
Yep. That's all that matters.
That's it. That's it. Oh, yeah.
That's true.
So,
Let
all
them get
right.
you.
So,
Well, speaking of Texas Chainsaw,
mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of dive into another project that you have some involvement with, Desert Fiends. It just so happens that I contributed to that project.
Did you?
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like I've been following the Indiegogo and I get some updates on it, and I thought it was really cool when they got Eric Roberts signed on and Tom Arnold, and they got Scout Taylor, in there. They've got Eileen Dietz, all these names, and I didn't know what exactly your involvement was in it. Are you a producer on that as well?
I'm producer. I contributed to the Indiegogo.
Okay, that's cool. Well, you probably made a bigger investment than I did.
Did that one in
Yeah,
a
I just
hard
wanted.
place as well.
Yeah, hard place. Yeah, I saw
And
that.
Slaughter on the Set was the first one that
Yeah,
I kind of got involved in production. So
yeah, yeah. Slaughter on the Set looks really cool. We talked to a couple people that are in that. We talked to Morgan Thompson
okay,
and
yeah.
Angel Bradford.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a nice long live conversation with them. We didn't spend a lot of time on the movie,
I'm not going to get into what
yeah,
that's
we won't get into it.
that just divulged into madness. That was just God, Jesus. Yeah.
So the crazy thing about Slaughter on the Set, because I wanted to visit a set and I had never been on one, but that was filmed in Maine, and
Mhm.
I live in Texas, and I'm very, very, very delicate. I don't do the cold, and I kind of wanted to go up there and visit, and so I had told Scott with Extreme Dating, no, I can't make those dates because I think I'm going to go to Maine, and then I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I'm going to die. I would be in Maine for 5 minutes, and I would like freeze to death. And so it's kind of funny that little twist of fate of me making the decision to go to Boise, Idaho instead was a very good decision.
That's very
absolutely.
cool.
So one thing I do want to ask is, what do you think about, I guess how humbling is it, Clint just rambled off some names, Eileen, was in The Exorcist, Tom Arnold, Scout Taylor Compton, obviously in Halloween. How humbling is it to be able to be involved with these big name people? Did you ever think that was going to happen? And to me, it just seems like it's a real humbling experience.
It's very humbling, and I'm just small potatoes Texas girl. I never would have imagined in my entire life that I would be doing this. So I just, like I said, I still can't believe that it's real.
Mhm.
No
And
doubt.
if it is a dream, I don't know. I don't want to wake up.
Don't wake me
Yeah.
up.
Don't
Well,
wake me up.
we've talked to a few people who, this was not their goal, you know what I mean, to get into acting and be on movie sets. One person we talked to in particular said that it was one of their bucket list things. They would
Mhm.
say that they did it, that they'd move on, and probably never do it again. And now they're in every single, indie film in this area that I can think of. So it's like, uh maybe a pathway is similar for you. I mean, have the wheels started turning? Have the dreams got bigger? Do you think this is something you want to keep doing?
I do, and it's funny that you say that because that was my exact thought of, you know what, I'm gonna go and do a movie, and if I never do another one, then at least I can say, that I did. But I loved it, I enjoyed it, and I want to keep going with it and see where it leads. It's a lot of hard work, which I knew that going on the set of Extreme Dating. Just everything that has to come together to put together a movie, and it's very long hours, but it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, everything that I hear people talk about on it, it sounds like a blast, and people get along almost like, they've known each other for a long time, or they're just like roommates getting together. Some people act like they're
Mhm.
family, you know. Um, I don't know where I was going with that. I
I have
lost it.
some other things
So,
in work. I have some other things in work as well. It's not official yet, but I'll be doing more.
so
Exclusive.
have you, considered where you see yourself going with this? Like, is there a goal in mind? Like something that's like, boy, I would love to play a part like that. Or are you afraid to
I
say it?
think
Because if you say it, it will never happen.
no, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm a big proponent of the self-fulfilled prophecy of if you think you can't do it, you can't. I'm really just still trying to process everything that has happened in less than a year. Like you said, being involved in these movies with these bigger names that I never even thought was possible. Um, start small. I think one day I would like to a lead, be a lead scream queen.
It'll happen. Hey, I think this indie, and I say it a lot, and Clint knows I say it a lot. This indie circuit at some point, it's going to break in to Hollywood. Some of these people are just, they're too ultra talented to just be in. I don't want to say the underground, but it for the most part it is. I mean, the indie community, it's an underground community, and the thing that I find really surprising about it is that you don't, it's all revolving around horror. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have an indie romantic comedy, or a indie, you know comedies or anything like that. Like, you have your indie sci-fi, your indie action, but it's horrors just seems to be where everybody gravitates towards. So I love the fact that it's getting its recognition again, because way back when, horror was hey, let's do the slasher, let's do the
Mm-hmm.
possession, let's do the, you always had your category that was played out. But these indie guys, they just have a way of making things fresh again, regardless of what the genre is. And I think it's awesome that's, you say you want to be a lead scream queen, because these indie movies give you a chance to do that. And
Absolutely.
that's to me, it's just amazing that people are given opportunities like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think I would have had, well, I know I wouldn't have had a chance in the mainstream.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. You like
Gosh, I
said,
didn't even think I had a chance though in the indie, and then I got it and I loved it.
That's the great thing about indie films. I mean, just I don't know. They're making movies without Hollywood because they don't need it. You know,
Right.
they love the idea of making a movie so much that they're willing to do it. They're willing to donate their time. You know, they collect what money they can. They make it on what money they got. You know, they find talent everywhere. There's a role for everybody. I mean, if they like you enough, they'll make a role for you. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's really amazing. It's a really cool community, and we kind of did it as an experiment. You know, with our show, we went from reviewing, you know, horror movies that not many people watched to like trying to talk to folks in the indie scene. I feel like we were
Nice.
completely brought in, like open armed. I mean, it's a really great thing, and it's a wonderful network to be a part of. So, I mean, uh, you're in the right place.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Absolutely.
And I'm
you're in the right
honored.
spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm honored. Halloween people and horror people are the best.
Mhm,
They're family.
mhm.
We've heard that a
Absolutely.
lot. We've heard that a
Mhm,
lot. That's like Clint alluded to earlier, with a lot of the production companies that we know. Um, there's a few that just kind of stick to who they know. You always see these certain people that stay in, with a director, with a production company, and that's what we've heard is that a lot of these people are like family. They meet up for premieres, and it's like they haven't seen each other in 6 months yet. They just got done wrapping up a movie, that week, or stuff like that. And that to me, it just symbolizes the fact that, yeah, like Clint said, they don't need Hollywood because Hollywood to me would take that away, because
Yeah,
then it's rush, rush, rush. Let's go, go, go. Don't give anybody time to actually stop and look and see who you're working with and see what you're building. Because I mean, again, the indie movies that we've seen, I mean, some of them are nothing short of masterpieces,
hmm
honestly.
mhm.
and what I love about them is it is so freaking cool to watch a movie and be like, I'm friends with that person. I'm friends with that person, and um, gosh, I can't. I would love to be able to attend a friend's red carpet,
Yeah, yeah.
at a festival. So,
Yeah, I've got the same love myself. I'm collecting DVDs of, you know, movies that we've talked about on the show, you know, directors we've spoken with, actors that we're familiar with, and it's just really cool to be able to look at it and be like, I talked to this person before they
Hmm.
did this movie. You know,
hmm
it's it's a lot of fun. And so is that going to be the way it goes? You're gonna be in this movie and you're gonna buy a whole bunch of copies of the DVD and you're gonna put them up everywhere and say, look, I did this. I was in that.
Why not?
yeah,
I
I mean,
would.
why
I
not?
would.
Yeah.
I'm making a movie for people to watch. I
Mhm.
want them to see it.
There you go. There you go. It's the name of the game. Well,
Some of my family members might be getting some Christmas presents.
oh hell yes. There you go. There you go. And
I
I was in these movies, guys. I know the horror movies, but I was in them, so give them a chance.
yeah. I
That's
did
how I look
have
at it.
I did have a couple other things I wanted to throw out just
Mhm.
real quick for fun. How um how did you get to shoot a flamethrower and how the hell scary was that?
That was incredible.
That
I just
looks frightening.
gosh, I think I saw it on Facebook, and I'm like, I have to go and do this, and it was something. It was super cheap, like $50.
Really?
Um,
Do you have to sign a
yeah,
waiver?
yes. So
Um,
we had to sign a waiver, and I'm short, and the one that I'm shooting, that's like a bigger like bicycle box. Um, in the video, I'm walking like very slow. I'm not scared. That equipment weighed like half as much as I did. And so I thought I had, I don't know, it was a lot more powerful than I expected. So what I wanted to do is just, continuously shoot it and just, burn that box down. But it was like so freaking hot. I could feel it like singeing my eyebrows. So that's why it was like, psh,
Right?
psh, psh.
Right.
But it was, yes. it was fun, and I would love to do it again.
Uh-huh. Were you manifesting your inner Sigourney Weaver when you did that? I mean,
Get away from her,
Yes,
you
I
bitch.
I
I
felt,
probably would have.
oh yeah, I felt very badass.
I would
I
have.
don't know. I just like to do, fun things. I was talking to somebody the other day about shooting a gun, and I took a lesson. I shot like a little 22. Thought I was like super badass because I could handle it. And then the next time I thought I would shoot a 9, and it was like,
Oh yeah, night and day.
yeah. It was my ex boss I was talking to, because he said in Hot Springs, Arkansas, you can shoot a machine gun, and I'm like, no fucking way, I want to do that. And I was like, do you think I could do that though? Because I'm little, and he's like, yeah, you can do it. So I just like to have fun, and I adult during the week during working hours, and after that I want to live life and have fun.
Yeah,
I
experience
saw a
new thing.
movie. For the record, I'm not really a fan of like chick flicks. But one time I was sick. I don't even know the name of this movie, but they were doing a eulogy, and it really hit home with me. And it said on, Tombstone, there's 2 dates. There's a date of birth and a date of death, and we don't have a whole lot of control over those 2 dates, but it doesn't matter, because what defines your life is that dash in the middle. So that inspired me to make my dash count. So I like to go have fun. I like to, have experiences. That way, God forbid if I'm like my dad, he's in a bed in a nursing home, he can't get up. At least I can have those memories to reflect on and, share those.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with horror. That's just kind of me going off.
No, I mean,
that's why
does.
I shoot the flamethrower, and I do all the stuff, and do the make the crazy videos, because I want you guys to laugh too, and have fun and give y'all a break.
It was amazing.
That's awesome. I mean, it's nice, to not want to have any regrets. So I mean, yeah, go for it. Try something different.
Which, by the way,
get crazy.
I don't know if you knew that, but that's Scott and Rhiannon's production company is No Regrets Films.
Yep,
I did see that.
So
happy coincidence.
No doubt.
Happy coincidence. Serendipity.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple more questions. I just want to throw this out here. It's a 2-part question. Are you still recommending the dog food diet? And do you caution people over the dangers of sniffing a poodle's ass?
I knew this was coming up. I knew this was going to be brought up.
Yeah, the dog food diet, like it works really well. I mean, I lost a lot of weight, and it's it's simple. You just take morsels, put them in your pocket, just easy. Doesn't even matter if they get wet. You can still eat them,
still enjoy them. Yeah,
curbs
the appetite.
I feel like I would just lose the weight from throwing up so much. Pretty sure that's what happened. That's what would happen.
That's horrible.
Oh, Alpo.
Yeah. And I never did realize how dangerous it was to pursue a poodle, but I have learned.
It is.
Poodles are fucking mean, dude.
Yeah. They are. They're vicious.
Yeah, they're fucking mean, especially when you try to sniff an ass.
Try to sniff their ass, yeah.
Yeah, it's but it's like I said, no regrets. Try everything once. So.
I mean,
definitely try everything once.
Don't do that. I am not condoning anything of the sort. But if you don't want to have regrets, that's an easy one.
Yeah, don't
do that.
A poodle's ass, yeah.
Huh. Good job, Clint. I knew that was going to get brought up. I knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that's the one that got brought up, but
oh, he does. We do our research. I just let him ask those questions. That way he looks like the asshole.
No, I love it. I like to make people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
What's your other question?
Paper roll
it?
holder was for real, though. That was so they would stop stealing my toilet paper.
See, there's always a there's always a reason for something. Oh, love it. Jesus. Wow. Well, I think that's all we got for now. I don't really know how else to end that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to cover that shit up. I want to let that be how we end, because you can't end any better than that.
Yeah. I do want to plug any projects that we didn't mention. So if there's something that you want to put there, if you want to indicate to people how they can find you on social media and how to see what you've got up and coming, feel free to do that as well. And if there's anything that you want to share with us, we have the Amityville Horror Facebook page. We'd be happy to promote anything that you're working on, because honestly, I think these look like really cool projects.
Thank you, and I appreciate you guys so much. It was a lot of fun to be on the show and having my first interview. People, I'm just Misty Wagner on Facebook. My Instagram's not active. I need to set that back up. I have the app deleted, so right now it's just Facebook, and then we have the 6 Facebook group. And everything's listed on my page as well. But I appreciate y'all so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Our pleasure.
We'll be sharing the Indiegogo 26 on our page, because I think it's worthwhile for people to see that, get a little bit more exposure, and hopefully you get a few more backers to hop in and grab
we appreciate that.
Awesome perks.
Yes, we appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, I think we're good. Misty, thanks so much for hanging out with us. You've been a pleasure. And again, if this is your first interview, trust me, you knocked it out of the park. So this won't be your last. That's for sure.
Will not be your last.
So thank you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we will talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
You too.